Well, hey, it is now part 5 of the Fearless Launching Show special getting launch ready series. How's that for a name? Okay, so today in this very off the cuff episode, I'm going to talk about another part of this whole launch puzzle. And that is support, getting support. But today I'm going to just say it right off the bat. Invest in support for your launch because people do not care. Now, that may sound bad. That may sound kind of cranky, kind of like jaded, but I have been through this enough to know that even the people that love you the most are not going to be able to show up and will not show up in the way that you expect and hope they will. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't. That doesn't mean that they for sure won't. But I can guarantee you, though, that it's not going to be how you really need it. Okay? And it's been many years since I've realized this, but you got to invest in support. And does that mean you have to buy all the classes and be in an online course to help you launch your course or your book or whatever? Do you need to hire a high-priced coach? Do you need to join a group coaching program that's focused on getting you to launch? I don't know. I can't answer any of those questions for you. But what I do know is that when you invest in support sometimes even over learning and information and education, when you invest in support, you actually still get that education. So you might think, well, I'm going to get this course. It's going to tell me how to do this thing. And then I'm going to be good to go. And then you go in there and guess what? You don't get the support you need. Support is not easy to come by or as easy as we think it's going to be. You might join a really high-priced coaching program and get really good information that you are able to implement, and you still aren't getting the support. And I'm not saying this in any harsh way, but I think that this is where we're lacking in terms of getting our launches finished, executed, reaching our deadlines, opening the doors when we say that we will, selling our packages, selling our programs, because we don't have the right support. And so this year, this is by the time you're hearing this is not something that you'll be able to do. But this year, actually in the end of December, I decided that I was going to bring 5 people from wherever they were to launching their stuff in the first 90 days. And their thing, whatever it was, I wanted to put together a launch incubator, which was mostly support. And of course, strategy. And because I think you can get the support is the hard part to get. Everybody's got their opinion. Everybody's got their how to do it. But not a lot of people want to truly support and really push their students and their clients. Well, I don't want to say that. That's not nice. Some people do. But I think that you really do need to invest in it. And so that's why I put this group together, just to work with 5 people. And, we'll see. We'll see if it's something that I want to do again in the next quarter, maybe. So if you're interested in that, you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know you were doing that. Basically 5 people. We're going to be on Zoom every week. They get the best of group support, coaching, and also private strategy sessions and support from me on Voxer and all that kind of stuff. There's some more good stuff in there. So if any of that sounds good to you and you're like, yes, please do this in quarter 2, Anne, or yes, please, Anne, can you please do this for us? And also, of course, recommending people to them if it's something that I can't support them on, knowing who to send them to. That's the other thing too. I don't think a lot of people who, they have their own programs, they're very hesitant to say, you should try that person over there. I think even I went through a phase where I was literally so self-conscious about people joining Fearless Launching that if a launch person joined it, I was like, what are you doing in here? Trying to poach my peeps? And I got so annoyed so quickly. I got so paranoid. And, I think it's smart to be aware of who your people are and what their motives are. But most of the time, people are going to just do what they're going to do anyway. So you can just be the supportive person and let them be in your group. Okay. So invest in support. So the 5 folks that are going to be coming with me through the next 3 weeks, I am thrilled to be supporting them because it feels great that I'm not teaching a framework or whatever. I'm literally just looking at their launches and them and where I can see them struggling and trying to make sure that they get out of those tough spots, because it happens to all of us. And, when I said people don't care, they care, but they don't know how to support. They're not, and they don't understand usually, especially if it's people who are outside of the world of business or your type of business, or even just entrepreneurship, and they're just working a day job or something. They might not understand that I need a constant flow of support when I'm in launch mode. Like, hey, how's that going? Or I just need a really solid plan that I'm going to keep going on, because you have to be very self-motivated. You know this. I feel like I'm speaking to you. You know this if you're listening to this. You need to have that kind of internal thing pushing you. But man, when you invest in support, your launches can actually happen. And when they happen, regardless of the result, that's why I don't talk about get your 7-figure launch. When I say finishing your launch, becoming a finisher, that was one of the things that I was looking for when I was filling this group, where I'm looking for people who I know I can help them finish, or I can help them push them to become finishers. Because once you finish, then you get to review, evaluate, and do it again and finish again and get better at it the next time. CBB, okay? Full circle moment right there, people. Okay. So invest in support. Everyone in my personal circle who's also happens to be an entrepreneur, all seeking support that they invest in. Now, do you have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars? Maybe not, but there are always ways to get that support. And I know some people have private masterminds that they kind of pull together themselves, but I find that when you have a group that you can actually go to one person as the point person, that it's easier to make sure that actual support happens. Again, there's always going to be exceptions. There's always going to be places where you're like, well, I was in this group and it was supposed to be supportive, but it was not. There's always that as well. So just know that I do believe you've got to invest time, energy, and potentially money in getting the right support. Okay, that was just my quick little, part 5 of this whole thing that we've been talking about over the past 5 days. And I hope that it rings true for you. And you know this. It's not going to be about it's not going to be about the best course you take. It's about getting the support you need. And wherever you can find that, it might happen in a course group. It might happen in a little pocket of some program you've been in for years, and all of a sudden you find like 5 people who've gone through it too, and all of a sudden someone's, there are always going to be exceptions, loopholes, little places where you can find support. And I say that if you really resonate with someone, check them out. Check to see if they've got anything where they're putting together a small group. Heck, put a small group together yourself and then approach that person and say, can you lead us? Can you give us support, all 5 of us? How much would that cost? Why not? How much do we have to invest in you in order for you to show up and give us that support? Okay. So 2 things today. So I want to hear from you. If you're interested in what I was just talking about in terms of this little incubator, I'm trying to decide right now, but I haven't even gone through this quarter. if I want to do this every single quarter. If you think this might be something that you want, I want to know more, and we can just jump on Zoom, and I would love to chat with you about it. All right? All right. Okay, see you tomorrow. Day 6, final day of this podcast series. And so I told you to do 2 things. 1, tell me about the Launch Incubator if that sounds like anything you think you might want. And 2, yes, go join the Launch Lounge over on Facebook. And I'm going to link it below. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next episode.